everyone, and welcome to the video tutorial for creating clone audio. So it's up to you if you would like to create the video and the audio at the same time. That's actually the approach I did. I set up a camera and I recorded myself playing the guitar, MIDI controller, bass, and drum kit in real time while I recorded a Soundtrap. That way, I know the video will line up well with the audio because they are the same. And especially because I was playing the drum kit, I wanted to make sure that the fills I did on the audio recording were the same as the fills that I did on the video recording. You can also record the audio first and then kind of play along to your audio as you record your video. It's completely up to you how you approach it. But again, I chose to do the audio and the video at the same time for this project. So I have each of the tracks. Of course, I recorded these one at a time. That's the magic of multi-track recording and what makes this so cool. And right now, I just have all these tracks on a clean voice setting. So there is no reverb, there are no effects. The bass and treble are pretty neutral. So I start with that, and it's not the default setting, by the way. You actually have to click on this and change it to voice. I think the default setting is something like computer mic enhancer, which is nice because it makes computer-built microphones sound a lot better. But I've switched these to clean so that I'm just starting with unedited audio. So we can solo each of the tracks and kind of dig in here and clean up a little bit of the audio. Of course, I don't want to do too much editing because then the video won't match. So one thing we can start with is just quantizing any MIDI that we've created. So my organ part right here is a MIDI organ. So I'm going to edit and quantize this to the 8th note. That was the shortest note duration. So now everything should lock into place when I look at this in the piano roll notation. And we can trim up the ends of the tracks to make sure everything is ending together and starting together. And just eliminate any excess noise. There's always a little bit of this noise in the beginning. I'll see if I can demonstrate that here. Yeah, so I can hear a little bit of buzz from the bass amp. So I'm just going to, same thing for all the other instruments too. I'm going to cut anything that happened before the first sound. So this is the guitar. When the guitar comes in, it won't matter for the MIDI because of course it's not picking up any room noise or anything like that. And here's the drum kit. So now there won't be any room noise before the recording starts. I might also look and make sure that my rhythms are lined up pretty well. And if I want to adjust something, for example, make sure that the bass notes and the drum kit are sounding together. So yeah, you can see there's a little bit of discrepancy right here. That was just, you know, it's a little bit of human error, which is going to happen. I mean, if I wanted to, I could line this up so that the bass matched perfectly with the downbeat. But let's see, if I can't hear it too much, then I'm not going to worry about it. So just as you edited audio with your introductions and podcasts, if you want to make some small edits to make things line up a little bit better, or if you wanted to re-record something, you know, this is the time to do it. Okay, so let's isolate 4 measures of the bass. So I hear a little bit of buzz coming from the amplifier, and we can remove that with our EQ. So I'm going to click on the EQ here, and we can probably find the frequency by experimenting with some of these. Yeah, there it is. So if I pull that one down, that buzz goes away. So EQing is really handy for that. We don't really need any of these high frequencies. We might give a little bit of a boost to the bass too, but I think it's fine where it is right here. Same thing, we'll add a dynamics compressor and a little bit of reverb. Not too much. That's too much. So about the same as the drums. So let's hear the bass and the drum kit together. All right, so let's check out the organ now. So there's already some reverb, and it's obviously its sound is optimized to sound best like that. So I'm just going to leave that alone. It seems to blend well with the other instruments. So let's hear all three of these together. Okay, and then finally let's add our guitar. So same thing, I'll add a little bit of the compressor. I'm not going to touch the EQ, but a little bit of reverb. So I think everything is EQ'd as much as I would like right now. And now we just need to find a good balance for the instruments. So everything is kind of set at 12 o'clock, but of course some of the instruments are louder than others. So let's adjust. So I might start with the drums and just start there and set the bass to the drums. Yeah, so the bass is too loud. Pull that down. One trick for editing is you can gradually decrease the master volume and see if all of the instruments disappear at the same time. So that's a good way to check your work. Seems to me that the bass and the drum kit kind of disappeared at the same time, so I think that's pretty good to start. Let's add that organ. Good, and let's add the guitar. And we might want the guitar to be a little bit more up front. Another way to create space for all the instruments in your mix is through panning. So panning is where the instrument appears in the left-right channels of the mix. I'm going to set up my panning similar to how the instruments were arranged in the video. So my drum kit was left-centered. So I'm going to click on this and put that a little bit to the left. And the guitar was farthest left. So I'm going to put that in the left as well. The organ was center right. And then the bass was all the way on the right. So now in my headphones, I hear more of a stereo mix. Bass is a little bit too far to the right for my taste. All right, so there we have our audio mix, and it is ready to synchronize with the video when that is all finished.